When we wanted to assign the type of project we wanted to do for each layer, we will go to LineType, but that is no longer an option. Now you will see operation instead of LineType. And basically you expand the operation drop-down menu and a few options will show. If you want to select a print and cut project, you don't have to go to any options of fill like we used to do before. So you can actually select all of the type of projects you want to do from the same menu. For example, I want to do a print and cut project, then I'll go ahead and select standard. The attributes will be selected for all layer types in the same location. So you will click here on the square next to the operation type, and then you can expand to see, for example, you can do a pattern or a color, just like we used to do in the past. If you're not familiar with patterns, I have a video showing you how to work with patterns, how to upload them, and how to edit. Now let's go over the second change. The second change that happened to Cricut Design Space is that we are now able to display the pen and marker thickness on the canvas. You're not able to do this in the preview of your project, but you can see in here that I have different pen thicknesses. So basically you go to your attribute selection, which is right here next to operation, and select your pen type or your marker, right? So when you select the type that you want to use, it will display on the canvas exactly the way it will be. This one, for example, it's a calligraphy of 2mm or 2.5 millimeters, and you can also choose the colors here as well. So this was not possible before. Every time you selected a pen, nothing changed. The same line thickness was displayed, but now you're able to better visualize how your design is going to look. Let's go now on to the third change. So Cricut Design Space recently added a new feature called offset. So creating an offset from your layers to create a new layer. You can select as many layers as you want to be able to create your offset. You need to have Windows 10 or higher, and your computer needs to be 64-bit to be able to use this feature. If you have a Mac operating system, you need to have 10.15 or higher. I wanted to mention that you are not able to use this feature as of today in your tablet or on your phone. It's only available in the desktop version of Cricut Design Space. So in here I have the design. I added these cut layers from Cricut Design Space, and then I added this text using the fonts that I have installed in my computer. I have another video showing you how to install the fonts. So offset can be used with any number of layers, and you can also use it with text and images or shapes. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on the option of offset. As you can see, when I click there, the offset window would open, and basically I have the option to select the distance or to input a number that I want to use. I also have the option to select the corner types, and then this option is always selected as default. And I'll be showing you what happens when I change each of these individual elements. I'm going to actually move it to the side so it's a little bit easier for me to see. So now I can go ahead and start increasing the distance. The maximum offset you can have is 1 inch, so I can go all the way to 1 inch. In this case, it's too much, so I'm going to go ahead and drop it down a little bit. So I'm going to go down to around 0.6. That looks pretty good. So once I click the option of apply, what's going to happen is that a new layer will be added to your layers panel, and in there you will have the offset layer. So if I click apply, I'll show you what happens. There it is. So the offset has been created. It's a print and cut offset because I guess I had a print and cut feature in here in this layer, so it is automatically set to print and cut. You can always use the operation drop down menu to select the new layer operation type. That you can obviously always undo, but if you want to go back and maybe change the offset size a little bit or change the corners, you will not be able to do that. You'll have to recreate the offsets again. So let's say that now I want to try a different offset. So let me just put these side to side. So I'm going to make a duplicate of these layers, and I'm going to put it over here. And now I'm going to go back and click on offset. And what I want to do is now see what the straight corners would look like, and it will look something like this. So it's really not something that I want to use, so I'm going to go back to this. And then as you can see, the well offset is selected. So this is what will happen if I don't select it. And the reason is because I have just multiple layers in here that are grouped. And then I have the text looking at each individual letter. So that's really not what we want. So I'm going to click on offset, well offsets, I'm sorry, and then click on apply. So that's basically what happened. Here it created this layer with the same color, so we can't really see. So I'm going to change the color to white, and now we're able to see the design. So I created this tag, but I'm going to do the same example but using this feature instead. So basically, we can very simply just click on offset and create an offset. In this case, I'm going to add a value of 0.06 because I already tested this. And then I'm going to click on apply. Now that I click on apply, I have my layer, offset layer created over here. And now I'm able to use this design. So what I want to do is just use the tag, and then I'm going to cut the tag, and then with the pen, I want to be able to go around. So I'm going to use this color, and now you can see that I can do a basic cut and cut this tag, and with the pen or a marker, I'm able to mark this. If it's too small and you want more separation, basically just change the offset, or you can easily just increase this a little bit, and then you can use the align function over here. So you have multiple options now depending on what you're trying to do, what's the fastest way to do it. A lot depends on your preference. So there are many more options, but with this offset feature that was recently added to Cricut Design Space, you will be able to have more options in the way you create your designs. So now let's go to the fourth change. Now you're able to save projects differently. And basically what you have is the option to create collections. So as you can see, you can create a new collection which will categorize like an individual folder. So let's say you typically work on sticker projects, or you have cake toppers, or you have business cards, or stickers, or vinyl designs. So you want to have them separate, for example. You want to categorize them. So you can create those collections and then categorize your projects in each of those collections. You have to click here and then create your new collection, and you will put the title or name of your project in here. And then when you go and search for your projects, you will be able to see the collections over here. If you want to create them all in advance, then you can do so over here. If you have the Cricut Access membership, you can create an unlimited number of collections. Next, I wanted to show you how you can now copy and paste objects in one canvas to another. So let's say that I want to select this new design. I'll select both of my layers, and then I'll do Control-C, or you can actually go to your right click and then go to copy. And then over here, I'm going to go to new, and then I'm going to go ahead and right click paste. So there are somewhere in here, there it is. So I have changed the coordinates so I could have them in different places on my canvas, but if I move it to position 0, it will be like right here on my canvas.